Hi, my name's Fia. I play the violin, and I've been playing since I was 7, so that means I've been playing for like 21 years.
My name is Ro'i. I'm from Israel. I play the cello, and unfortunately, I don't have this really cool hip story of why I chose the instrument. I started at the age of 7. I think Fia said 7 as well.
Where I grew up, there was great music programs in the public school system, and my elementary school had a fiddling program. It wasn't too complicated how I started, but I loved it.
My parents chose it for me. I come from a musical family, and I have to say that's one of the great decisions they made in their life for me. For me, there's no other instrument than the cello. It's all about the cello.
Boo!
Yeah, well, what can you say? Everyone wants to play the cello.
No one ever really forced me. I liked it. When I got into the 8th grade, my mom said, "There's a really good teacher in town, but if you want to study with him, you're going to have to practice 2 hours a day." And I finally decided to bite the bullet and step up the practicing. So from about 8th grade on, I was at least practicing 2 hours a day, but...
No, they never beat me up. At a certain point, my parents did make me practice every day. Of course, that's not the story I tell my students, but they made me sit down and practice. And looking back, I don't think I would be where I am today if I did not have the hours in the room practicing.
Oh, that's a terrible question.
Favorite kind of music, that changes. I listen to everything except for, do not listen to rap or bad country. I love blues, jazz.
Yeah, people always ask me this question. I don't just listen to classical music. In fact, I rarely listen to classical music. I love R&B. I like Gnarls Barkley and U2 and Coldplay and Jack Johnson. Any kind of music can speak to us. Pop music can speak to us. Jazz music can speak to us. Classical music is still relevant because it still says something. It still resonates inside us.
People have this misconception about classical music, that it's not hip, not cool, it's boring.
Our generation and younger, we were weaned on pop music, and I think most people don't even know what classical music really is. They think it's just boring.
Classical music it's very deep, it touches the emotion, whether you have a happy day, sad day. There are so many different pieces that you can connect with at that certain moment.
There's going to be something that in the music is going to ring true with them. Beauty is beauty, no matter what form it comes in. When I moved to Atlanta, I got asked, well, what's a violin? What is chamber music? I've never heard of that. Do you get paid to do what you do? Like, yeah, it's a real job.
For me, chamber music is the essence of music making. It's the one way that you can express yourself with other people.
Yet it's not like playing in an orchestra because you really have a voice. You get to really be heard. You get to really say something. And at the same time, it's so much fun to be playing with other people because as musicians, we tend to be isolated, practicing in a practice room for hours on end. So it's really fun to get to make music with other people.
Like, I'm from Israel and Fia is from the States, and it's an international language. We don't need to talk, we just play, and we reach these climaxes of music making, trying to create those moods, the colors, that just something special. It's like a drug. You get addicted to it and just want to rehearse and play different pieces and do it again this way or that way, try different things.
Kodai was a contemporary of Bela Bartok. He was an ethnomusicologist, which means he studied the origins of his native music, Hungarian music. So he would go to, say, the gypsy camps, and he would listen to their music and he would study it. He would study ancient folk melodies and infuse them into his music.
The piece is so much fun. It has so many different colors and melodies and moods that just has energy. And
every musician will tell you that their favorite piece is the one they're working on right then. When you practice something and you work on it and you get to know it intimately, you just kind of fall in love with it. And usually when people hear modern music, they're like, ooh, I don't like that, it's ugly. but I want to kind of change that conception.
It's technically it is very challenging. Hopefully you won't see how hard it is.
To me, actually, the second movement, the middle movement, is the hardest because you'll see it's very slow and it's very exposed. Everything's very exposed, so it takes a lot of control.
And there are 3 movements, and each one is different in its own, stands on its own. And the third movement is definitely, it's gonna rock.
There's also a lot of really fast, like sort of pyrotechnics, and you'll hear that in the last movement especially. They're cool rhythmic folk melodies, dance rhythms. This piece is just, it's kind of like a rock piece. It's kind of a rock, I call it a rock out piece. You can really just go all out with it. It's really virtuosic and fiery. That's why I chose it.